Welcome back into High Toddy Chat. Today we're looking at the news with news editor Alyssa Snow.
Hello. So we're kind of all about school this time of year. Our little ones have returned to school already. They started really early this year. I think August 2nd or 3rd. But Ole Miss, their first day of class will be Monday, on the 21st, and you can already tell that they're back in town.
They've been back for a while.
Yeah, driving around, you can definitely see that they're back. And the mayor, Robin Mayor Tannehill, at the Board of Aldermen meeting on Tuesday had made a comment that she had been told unofficially that there's about 5,000 freshmen this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 5,000 new car, as she put it, 5,000 cars on the road, and
I haven't been here before.
I haven't been here before. I haven't to learn our roundabouts and how to drive. So she asked the community to be patient.
I knew coming into this year that this year was going to be the biggest freshman class that we've had. I didn't know it was that big.
Yeah, we'll get the actual records. I think around October, November they usually release them. But there's a lot. So avoid Walmart. I should say that Walmart don't get mad at anything, but they'll have plenty of customers, I'm sure. But yeah, I was there last night, in fact, and the shelves were just empty, and I just want a bath mat. Did find one finally, but it took a minute. And with school, Oxford School Board had announced not too long ago that they're going to be seeking a $37 million bond referendum that is going to go towards several projects within the school district. That includes a new athletic building, a new soccer field at the middle school, upgrades to the football field, upgrades and stuff to the pre-K building to accommodate 3-year-olds, all kinds of stuff. So
with the upgrades to football, are they still going to play over at the middle school?
Yeah.
Or are they going to move to the high school?
Not yet. No, they're still playing over there at the middle school. It sounds like probably will be for a while. But the new turfed soccer field it'll be a slash soccer slash practice field, which will do less damage to the regular field if they have something else to practice on. So the vote for that, I believe, is September 19th, and that'll be open to anyone who is in the Oxford School District. So you may not necessarily be in the city of Oxford, but if you're in the Oxford School District, then I believe you can vote. All voting will be done at the Oxford Conference Center. Doesn't matter what district you live in, everyone will vote there. And it's a simple kind of yes or no. It does make taxes go up a little bit, but it is an investment in our community. But if you want more information, Oxford School District is holding 2 meetings, one at 6:30 p.m. on August 22nd, next Tuesday, at the TUMB Association building, and then at 6:30 p.m. on August 29th at Oxford Middle School. So if anybody has any questions, you want to learn more about the projects, you could also look on hottytoddy.com. We've written a couple stories about it, and the school supplied some renderings, so there's pictures of what they want to do as well. But definitely check out those meetings, and there will be something on hottytoddy.com about the meetings Friday. But the big news this week, of course, was Michael Oher. And, he was in Oxford to do a book signing. And it was just, I guess, coincidental that we ran the story Monday about his book signing here in Oxford at Off Square Books, and then that same day, the story broke that he filed this petition in court
against the
Tuohys, but unfortunately, I'm going to rant a little bit here on some of this because a lot of people aren't reading the stories that come out, which is no surprise. And they're suing, he's trying to get all the money. But right now, all he's really doing is trying to get that conservatorship taken away.
Right.
For some reason, and the basis of this is he says that when they made this conservatorship, he was 18, and he says they made him believe that they were, it was like adopting.
Right.
Like there seems to be some evidence that he knew it wasn't actual adoption, but it was more or less the quote unquote same thing. However, it is not.
So basically, is it kind of like the whole thing with like, I don't mean to bring this whole situation up, but is it kind of like the whole Britney Spears situation with her father?
Yes and no. I mean, it's a similar document, but hers was done because of mental illness.
Right.
He was 18. Allegedly, the only reason that this was done had something to do with him being able to get into Ole Miss and that sort of thing. So, but it's still there, and that's the weird part. Is why is it still there? Why at 37 years old has he not realized that it's still there? Because according to the conservatorship, it allows the Tuohys to have total control over Michael's ability to negotiate for or enter any contract, despite the fact that he was over 18 years old. So, if that is still in place, how has he been signing contracts all these years? So, the whole thing is really strange.
And the number of contracts that he signed.
Yeah. So, anyway, here's my thing: this is his filing. They're going to come out with their answer. It's going to go back and forth. It already is. He said, she said, they said, and it's going to have to play out one way or another. They're going to take it to trial or some kind of court hearing, or they're going to give in. I already read today that the Tuohys have already said, hey, we're fine with ending the conservatorship. So it may be over quicker than that. But here's what's bothering me. And I have found over the years that things like this, the truth lies somewhere within the middle, right? A couple of things that irk me is, one, people upset that the movie was not factual. The movie was never factual. Yeah. The movie was based on a true story, but it was not a documentary.
No.
And so there was things, and people knew immediately after that movie that some of it was kind of overplayed and anything and all that. The other thing is how some people are calling for Sandra Bullock's Oscar.
Give her Oscar back.
That's insane.
That's insane. Because all she's doing is playing a part. But she did a wonderful job of it.
Yeah.
But she didn't have to give her Oscar back for that.
I'm gonna go out a little bit here and say that anybody who thinks that she should lose her Oscar over this is probably not the brightest crayon on the box.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there's nowhere you can convince me that makes any sense whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
I mean, even people with like flat Earth, people who believe in flat Earth.
Yeah.
Now, you listen to some of them. I don't believe that the Earth is flat, but some of them, if you listen, they have some pretty good points.
Yeah.
There is nothing in this that is a good point of why Sandra Bullock should lose her Oscar over this movie.
No,
So, I'm sorry, but I just don't understand that at all. But, and the other thing, too, is I've seen comments about, why isn't Ole Miss responding? And I do not work in the PR department. However, I would have to venture to guess that it's because it's not our fight.
It's really not.
Yes, he played football.
He played football. The Tuohys are a big part of Ole Miss. The Tuohys gave money to the basketball program puts the basketball facility for men's and women's are named after the Tui family. Yes, but they are a big part of that. But this has nothing to do with that.
No, and people take the name off the building because which building is named for the Tui family?
The basketball training facility.
Trading facility. So, they haven't. It's not like they've been charged with a crime. And again, this is very new. This will all get played out. If some dreadful thing comes out in all of this, the university can then decide whatever it wants to decide. But right now, I don't think it's, and I think the university recognizes that, and that's why they haven't come out with some big PR or whatever, because, unfortunately, it's in the news, and because it's Michael Orr, Ole Miss's name is attached to it because of the movie, but really, Ole Miss is kind of like poor Sandra Bullock
right.
at this point that has nothing to do with Michael Orr and the Tui's family dynamics and legal contracts. You could argue if things come out about deals that were made to get him to go to a certain school, whatever.
Right.
Maybe at that point. But right now, with what is being discussed,
it's between them.
It's between them. Yeah. Unfortunately, that and everybody in the entire country, because apparently, suddenly, everybody's super interested in this, and everyone, of course, has an opinion one way or another.
Right.
But in the end, it'll go through the system and it'll be settled, probably out of court. Someone's gonna settle. Someone's gonna say, make some sort of deal. And I heard a rumor today too that the Tui's hired the Faris law firm.
I've heard that.
Yeah. So. Good luck, Michael.
Yeah.
But what else do I got? We got this beautiful weather. Has been wonderful.
It has been, but
it's going away.
It's going away.
It'll be hot again.
Like
this weekend,
90s, right?
96.
Oh no.
Back next week, but there's no rain in the forecast right now, which means humidity. Like today, humidity is only 50.
Yeah.
Which is compared to 100%. So it'll be hot, but maybe a little more tolerable. And hopefully, we won't see those 115 heat indexes.
It's just way too hot.
It is. It was so bad. But because of the heat, without the humidity, the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks has issued a burn ban in its parks and lakes. So what does that mean? It means you cannot have a campfire, a bonfire, a fire pit, fire ring, burn barrels, debris burning, and field burning in any of the state parks or fishing lakes in Mississippi until further notice. You can use a gas grill and charcoal grills.
Okay.
But you must cool and douse, your charcoal before you leave. And that's all I got.
All right. That's gonna wrap it up. But before we end, do want to go back to what you were talking about, Oxford High School and stuff. Oxford's gonna play its first Jamboree game this evening, Friday the 18th, as we against Winona at Oxford High School. So if y'all want to go out and support the Chargers to see what they look like going into the year as they get prepared to play the Crosstown Classic next week against Lafayette, that might be a good time to go out there and see them and stuff. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next week.